What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm Celtic Warrior Damon.
Soda.
And I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
Fella.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to episode 1. That's right, this is Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show, and this show is no different, except for it looks entirely different. I am at Ref Marsh. We are at WOTR the show. Amanda, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. I mean, you know, there's still butts behind me. If you saw episode 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're still there.
Always something to talk about.
Of
Guys,
course.
if you're watching this, I'm already gone. That's right, I've left to LA. I'm driving out to LA
Hollywood.
on Thursday, so we are pre-recording this one, so we will not be able to enjoy everyone in the chat during this one, although I do want to say cheers to Justin Time and Leah Moonlight and Jeremy Stevens, because I'm sure they're all going to be in the chat in general. I can always trust them to be there. So, guys, also Micah over on YouTube, I'm sure, as well. Yeah, what's going on is I'm out of town, so we decided what we would do this week after the first night of Fyter Fest. We'll be back for the second night of Fyter Fest, so we can go ahead and review the whole series, as it were. But what we're going to do is we're going to settle a few bets here. Me and Amanda have been going back and forth for quite some time on Cena versus Punk at Money in the Bank. We've talked at length over and over again at the idea of Orange Cassidy versus Kylie Ray, and the indie prowess of Miss Amanda Jane has led us to consistently refer back to a match I still have not seen, which would be Ricky Starks against, at the time, what was it, Shane Strickland? Was that his name?
Yeah, Shane Strickland. Swerve.
Now the Isaiah Swerve Scott. So the idea of Ricky Starks and Isaiah Swerve Scott being in a match, can you only imagine what if that would have happened? Well, guess what, it did. And we're going to go ahead and watch all 3 of those matches tonight and give us our reviews on those as we go. Amanda?
Yes.
I was happy to have you here with me on this one. You wanna tell me what's in your glass?
Well, you know what? I did pregame, but I only did one because I just did one. So I had Screwball earlier with, I thought I'd be unique and see what it would taste like with strawberry soda from,
Yes. Fanta?
Yeah, I think it's Fanta. I don't know whatever they have it, KFC. God, I can't even remember what.
Oh.
Yeah. So I put that in there and I thought, oh, this might be like, peanut butter and jelly. No. It was gross.
Was it? Okay.
Like, it tasted like cough medicine. So I'm like, nah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I did not have it. But I have regular Coke here because I do.
It's funny because we had regular Coke here, or not regular Coke. We had Screwball here the other day, and we were trying to figure out what we could have that would be like peanut butter and jelly like, and we were talking about like grape sodas and stuff, and ultimately decided it's best just on the rocks anyways. And that's what producer ended up doing. But it's funny that you actually tried strawberry soda and it was a miss.
Well, hey, it works good with the Sonic slush.
Oh.
It does. They have grape slush. I haven't tried the grape slush, but
sense.
I'm wanting to try the strawberry because there's real strawberries in that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
I did not pregame. I've just had a bunch of coffee. So what I'm doing is I'm having a little bit of 1800 tequila. I'm mixing it with a little lime seltzer with a little squirt of lime juice. Gonna make myself a little makeshift keto-friendly margarita. We'll see how this goes.
Nice.
Oh, let's see. Amanda, was there anything happen in the news that we needed to talk about? As of this point, I don't think there was.
No, I don't think there's any news. No news is good news, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing I think that's been a little bit of a chatter. Well, for one, Sasha and Bianca won ESPYs for Best WWE Moment. Fantastic. Congratulations and cheers
Very
to
cool.
them. Yeah. And for two, yeah, I mean, that was just cool. That was just a cool moment, and I like all the love they're getting shown there. And then the other thing was Naomi's deactivated all of her social media.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's just shitty because there's no way around it. It wasn't because she was getting a lot of messages of people loving and supporting her and her family. It's only if people are only doing that when things get to be unbearable. So the idea that it's gotten to that point is awful. It's shitty.
Yeah, I mean, I think the internet has gone way too far this time, again, as they normally do.
Yeah.
And, people, they have to stop because, I mean, if they were in the other situation, in her situation, and had that happen to them, they wouldn't want that to happen to them. Have millions of people or whatever, or thousands who you don't even know, who are passing judgment on something that they know nothing about. And not only just that too, but it's very upsetting because, he obviously has an issue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't beat somebody down when they're like that. And I have personal experience with that because I've been beaten down by people on the internet when, you're down. So, girl, I feel you, but we all got to watch what we say to people and things like that. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be kind. It's not hard to be nice. I have said for a long time that I really feel like Twitter is the playground for children. It doesn't feel like a lot of adults there very often. And this is just another example of that where kids don't understand things like addiction. They haven't experienced it from that way. And the kids that have experienced it from a very unfortunately a very one-sided and kind of shallow aspect. How has it affected me specifically? Typically if a child has experienced it, it's been through a parent or something where it's just a lot of it's a lot of negative energy and blame are put on those people. They don't understand the levels of mentality that goes into that kind of dark place.
Yeah.
That's not to say it's good at all. It's just to say that attacking someone is not an appropriate response to somebody who needs help. Attacking people's loved ones, because it's not like she's got any say in what he does. Regardless of what we want to say and what we think in relationships, no one has final say on what another human does.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. And, I think it's these same people again with the whole, let's cancel people. Let's, the speak out movement, all of the same, and they're the same ones every single time. Yeah. So it's like either get a life or I don't know, maybe you, I don't know. Do you really watch wrestling or are you just here to bitch? I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out for a while with some people. No clue.
That's true.
But I will say my timeline was clean. So I didn't see any of that because I've gotten rid of like the crap.
Me too.
So
I didn't see any of it, and I was all like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I felt good. I didn't see that stuff just because like I didn't know it was happening the way that it was, and then finding out it happened, it's like, well, at least I know I've been muting the right people. Yeah. Because the people who I'm seeing are not the type of people that say those type of things. Mm-hmm. So.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's just not. That's not good.
Sometimes I feel like that's why our show has such a slow growth, why we didn't just boom into thousands of followers immediately like you see some of these people. And the people and the shows that I see that boom in those numbers so fast are the people who really harvest a lot of negative energy amongst their own community and just put it out there like, here's a cool place to go and talk mad shit. I'm not trying to have that. I don't want to have a bunch of people here just talking a bunch of shit about these performers in these shows. As much as we'll critique stuff and as much as we'll say we didn't like something or why or even how I stopped watching a show altogether was it wasn't something I would like harp on. And there's one thing to poke fun a little bit, but it's also one thing to just be actively attacking people and these things, and especially about their personal lives, and that's not what we want to put out there as an acceptable thing. So
and also we don't want to put out there too, and I think is with a lot of these ones that just pop up, a lot of people are like, they're like, I am the authority on, and it's like, no one's really the authority on, because, honestly, like, I'll use this as an example. Went to my first live show the last show I went to was NWA.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
usually so a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was almost 2 years since I went to West Coast Pro,
Yeah.
and it was really surreal. But there was a guy who's on the Indies that I had never seen, and I've only seen him online, so I've never seen him in person because I'm like, it's better to see someone in person before you kind of make that judgment because people are like, oh, this guy's like the greatest one out there right now. And so it was Lee Moriarty, and actually I was very impressed with him.
Mm.
So and I just was like, wow, this is kind of cool. It was a very, very great card. It was stacked with a lot of locals, and I'm like, you know what? If anyone's worrying about independent wrestling, there's a new wave happening, and it's finally the West Coast turn.
Yes.
So a lot of good talent there. So it's exciting. Like Starboy Charlie, if anyone's seen GCW, he comes from the area. He's like our hometown little hero. And he won a match against Trey Miguel and Lee Moriarty. And he'll be facing Hammerstone for the West Coast Pro Heavyweight Championship.
That's awesome.
So that's awesome. Really cool. And then they just announced GCW. He's wrestling Jonathan Gresham. I mean,
That's cool.
The kid's just 18. He's been wrestling since maybe 15, I think, is when he started. Yeah, and his parents are there, so they're actively like in his life, and they're
cool.
They're good
That's
people.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Did you see any of the GCW this weekend?
No.
Sam Stackhouse from our very own Sam Stackhouse, friend of the show, made his GCW debut and got a win, and was making a lot of noise over there, making a lot of waves. The guy makes a ripple, that's for sure. There. Stackhouse, whoop whoop. He even your boy Joey Janela tweeted out about him. Said he was a Stackhouse fan, so it was just really cool, man. Really excited for him.
Yeah,
he wasn't wearing the shirt that I designed. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, but, Janela, his new thing now is he wants to do Hood Slam. So I can't wait. Like Hood Slam's first show, they're doing an outdoor show. It's sold out in like minutes. There was no tickets, cool. And I'm like, because I forgot all about it, and I'm like, oh, I can get one right now. Nope, sold out. Yep. So I'm like, I guess we're gonna have to wait. So
okay. Well, I mean, hey, indie wrestling's back. All wrestling's back.
Yeah,
we're hitting the road. We had the last Thunderdome show. We are in front of people again, and we couldn't be happier. So it's going to make watching these matches, I think, a little fun, too, because we're going to be seeing fans in the crowd on these, and it's going to be very exciting. So it might even change our perspective of it. It's been so long at this point since we've seen fans in the crowd. But real quick, a quick cheers to birthday boy TJ Wilson. As we record this live, it's his birthday today. But when you guys hear this, it'll have been earlier in the week. It'll been a couple days ago. We're recording this on our Sunday, but cheers and happy birthday, TJ Wilson.
Yeah, you get it. And whoever in between has a birthday, who I don't know. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers to all the birthdays.
All the birthdays. I don't know who, but
Anything else did you have? No?
How about your girl Bailey? Was that something new?
Yeah.
Her injury?
I will say that as much as I like to rag on the dirt sheets, this was a big win on us who rag on the dirt sheets because they didn't have a clue. WWE tweeted out that Bailey was injured, torn ACL, was going to be out approximately 9 months is the estimation. And it happened a day before they tweeted, and all the dirt sheets didn't know until WWE tweeted. So it was another one of those instances where it's all like, you guys don't know everything you think you know. Just relax and admit what's going on here. But yeah, dude, that sucks. 9 months. Imagine that too. The amount that she's put into the company during this pandemic to be this close to fans.
Yeah.
And then get injured and be another 9 months out.
Yeah.
Like, oof. That's gotta sting. I mean, at least you got that big pop at Mania. Like, that's cool. But that's gotta suck so bad to be this fucking close to getting that fan reaction in a full house. And then fucking tearing your ACL.
That's
sucks.
awful. Oh. But, speaking of full houses, I think that AEW is a lot better having a full house.
Yes.
I still think they should not put their talent that's on Elevation and Dark in the crowd.
Yeah.
In the front.
Yeah.
We're done with that. I just,
Yeah.
that we don't need to see that. Because I don't need to see, I don't know, Kylie King singing Judas. Okay, I don't need to see that. Actually, I really don't need to see anyone sing Judas at all.
Yeah.
I was not looking forward to that, but
the
whatever.
Fact that AEW is still using plants to try and guide what the fan reaction is they want is really, I don't think it's being talked about enough, to be honest. I think they're getting a big pass on that, and I think that if we can all agree that piped in crowd noises at Thunderdome is tired and we're excited to see it go, I think we can also say with that, the forced fan reactions by AEW's paid talent needs to go. Let's get back to fans being the voice of the fans and not the company instructing the fans how they'd like them to respond.
Well, most of those people who know me on that roster. I'm like, well, why don't you just put me, if you want to plant, put me in there because I'm loud. You'll hear me over a majority of people.
Can confirm.
All of this other stuff. And that's fine. I can be like the Brock Lesnar guy of AEW.
That's true. And you are loud.
Very loud.
Even those that don't know you, they've heard you.
Oh, no, they've heard me. Yeah. I bet you I could probably be heard all over the Tokyo Dome if I ever went to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's a bucket list thing now. Ooh, I gotta better write that down.
Get in that Tokyo Dome and yell.
Yeah, and yell.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yes, congratulations, Naito and Sonata. They're the IGPW heavyweight champions, tag champions.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, what do you mean they're the champions?
Yeah. Looks like LIJ is ruling the world.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Well, you ready to get into this a little bit?
I am ready.
I think I'm ready.
I am ready.
Right before we get into it, let's do two things. Let's do two shout-outs, because I'm sure by now Bishop has shown up from TW Takes, Terrible Wrestling Takes Podcast. twtakespodcast.com/TWTees to get your terrible wrestling tees at a discount. Promo code DIVEBAR. That's what we're doing here. We are the dive bar of the IWC. And you get, I believe it's like 25% off. Try your luck. See if it's any more. The other one we want to shout out, as always, as per usual, as in graphic on the bottom, newwave.co, New Wave Coffee, Flow State Coffee, a specialty grade coffee with L-theanine and raw cacao for productivity and creativity, better energy, focus, and mood than a regular cup of coffee, while decreasing the negative side effects like anxiety and blood pressure. Go to newwave.co, NOOWAVE.co, and put in the promo code CHEERS to get an additional 10% off whatever price you're looking at before that promo code on whatever thing you're looking at. If you get the subscription, you get an additional 10% off the first bag. Because that's the other cool thing. You can do a subscription service with this coffee. You can say, hey, send me a new bag every week, every other week, every month, every other month. I like the idea of always knowing there's a bag of coffee on the way. So, just a little shout out to them. Give them a shot. Check them out. The owner and operator of this company is Greg, trained by Lance Storm. If you love indie wrestling and you love coffee, this one's a no-brainer, guys. Anything else?
Okay. I've got the first one queued up.
You got the first one queued up. The first one we're going to do is Money in the Bank with CM Punk versus John Cena. Hero of mine, John Cena. If you go to Money in the Bank on Peacock, if you whip out the old Peacock.
Nice booty, John Cena, by the way.
Nice booty, John Cena.
Mm-hmm. Good booty. John with the good booty.
John with the good booty. Are we going to be listening to the commentary on this one at all?
I don't know.
I'm not going to have mine loud enough, I think, to hear the commentary.
No, I was only putting mine on a little bit so I could hear where you were.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So I'm not going to worry about the commentary either. We're just going to really get into it as far as like just the actual match. Do you have the year
you don't
of
need
it?
the commentary.
Because it's all by season and episode. It was before 2016, right? Isn't it 2015?
Yeah, I think it was season 2. No, season 1. Season 2. Yeah.
Season 2. It was the second one? Oh,
yes,
there
so.
it is. John Cena versus CM Punk. Randy Orton versus Christian. This is season 2, episode 1 of Money in the Bank 2011. Why does it say 11 days left?
I know. See, that's weird. What does that mean?
That doesn't make sense because we're 7 days away from the actual next episode, next season, but 11 days left on here, so I don't know.
I know, is Peacock now like, oh, some of these, they're going to rotate the, the catalog, but that's stupid because it's like, wait a minute.
Can you imagine if after 11 days they just pull all the money into banks and say, it'll be back later, next season, we'll bring it back. If they pull it like Netflix does, that sucks. Let's see. So, Season 2, Episode 1, Money in the Bank, 2011. Let's see. Oh, this isn't broken up by match either.
Nope. Nope.
No.
When I was doing it, it kind of got funky.
Yeah.
So
fast forwarding through if you just click on, I'm using Apple TV, I can click on it and drag through. I see the, all right, where are we at? This looks like 259.09, 159, 18, 19. That's what
I'm
it looks
at
like to me.
203.03.
Yeah,
that's after the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hit play on it so that way it's on the video package.
Okay.
I wanted to watch.
Oh, you put it up? Put the video package on?
Yeah.
I did not.
I like to see Cena's package, if I can.
Oh my God!
What?
I didn't say that.
That's true. You didn't say it. We don't have a zipper here, so we
Wait,
can't.
I do. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I have the zipper.
The one in question. There we go.
There you go. We have sound effects, folks.
Yeah, we're doing sound effects now.
All right, let me go back and I'll watch that with you.
Well, I mean, I can just tell you when it's over because I'm just going through it.
Okay.
I love their video packages. I mean, without the audio, it's not as good as it would have been.
Yeah.
Obviously.
True.
But it does kind of remind me where we're going with it. Stooge, suck up, sycophant. Showing the Cena and, oh my God, Punk calling himself a pioneer. Lord. Censored, silent, suspended. I love this because this is the crowd being worked. Literally.
Ooh, that's dark. Okay, hold on. This lighting here is horrible. All right. Uh-oh. Okay.
And I love how many people are all like, oh yeah, CM Punk's so anti-WWE and Vince McMahon never wanted him there. Vince McMahon could have cut his contract at any second he wanted.
And he could have left whenever he wanted to.
He could have left whenever he wanted to. They had such a good working relationship. All the fans who are behind CM Punk and think it's an anti-Vince McMahon the chant are just people who got worked this whole time. And I love that. And I truly believe they're still both working that story.
I think so too.
I think CM Punk's never going to actually put his guard down and say what he actually feels about all of it because he knows that his money isn't being against it all.
Yeah.
I do think that there's a real part of him that doesn't enjoy what he's watching now. I think
yeah,
that's real.
I think so.
But
he's probably, yeah.
I do
Probably
think
thinking, this is shitty. Why would I ever want to come back to this stuff?
Yeah.
Was it going to be like Christian and Matt Hardy over at AEW? And Jericho?
Well, that's what he said. He said in something somewhere, and I don't know if it was a tweet or if it was an interview, but there was something I saw where he had said, I don't see myself coming back at this point because I don't want to be just another guy on a stupid show. But he said that in regards to coming back to wrestling, in regards of all wrestling shows. I don't think he likes AEW any more than he likes WWE.
Oh, yeah, no. He has many reasons why not to like AEW, too.
It's true,
His
too.
former best friend.
Yeah.
Is there?
If you want to believe the heat between him and Colt Cabana is real, which I've got no reason not to believe that. I'm just saying that I don't know either of them personally to say anything on it. So I'm speaking on behalf of the general populace. If you want to believe that heat is real, then you got to believe that there's definitely going to be a barrier in Punk coming in with Colt being so present in AEW.
Yeah, it's from what I know and what I've been told is that at first I'm like, are you guys working, everybody? Because come on.
Yeah.
And I'm still, no. No. Because when people promise you something.
What was the second you're on? I got 203.07, I think is where I'm at.
I'm at 202.57. Hold on, let me hit the 10 seconds. 203.07.
Okay. 3,
All right.
2, 1, play.
If you,
So I'm seeing like lights and stuff. Is that
Yep.
what you're seeing? The crowd?
the crowd.
Okay.
Wow, this is ultra high def.
This is def high def.
Yeah, because last time I saw this, it was like not that high def.
Yeah.
Shout out to people who
Huge
Pirates.
crowd.
and all in Chicago. Listen
Yeah.
to that
I'm
roar.
seeing the Titantron now. Crowd.
Mhm.
Titantron.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're on the same page.
Now he's coming out. Well, not yet.
Oh yeah.
There
There's
he
his foot.
is.
All right. Yeah, we're on the same exact second.
Yeah,
did
you
it.
were on
We
the same-
nailed this.
Yeah, we did. Rock
Yeah.
star. Now, if anyone thinks, okay, a crowd can really set the tone of a match, I think the crowd totally did.
Yes.
And I think it was not just because it's Chicago, but I mean, honestly, seriously, like this one was, I think the city too played an important role of being his hometown. And when he took the belt afterwards, he went around to celebrate in, his neighborhood. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I remember TMZ photos.
Look, and when I talk about the crowds and fans being worked, I think people think I'm saying it in such a negative way, but I'm really not. I say it super positively, and if you ask me, CM Punk was able to work Chicago more than anyone else because they wanted to believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to fall in line with him because he's like, trust me, guys, I'm real. He was like, had kind of a Terry Funk mentality at that time frame.
Yeah.
I can't make you believe in everything, but I can make you believe in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely back that. And I think that that's awesome. I see a sign in the crowd that said Colt, and it had the blue
The
lines
little
for Chicago.
Look at did you see the two John Cena cosplayers?
No.
There were two. There's one who's right on hard cam.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one who has a belt, the spinner belt,
Yeah.
when they're walking down the ramp. He's on the ramp in the orange C Nation shirt.
That's awesome.
The other one has the red one.
Do you know who they are? Is that where you're going with?
No.
Okay.
I
see a
can't, I don't
lot
even
of
see.
Cena.
See? Cena meets Cena.
Yeah, I even see kids. I see a ton of
Mhm.
Cena shirts. I see like 4 or 5 kids with the wristbands from Cena and his shirt. I see shirt and hat matching. Like, say what you will, man.
Oh, this
This
guy
was
over
big for
here with
both
the
of
white
them.
blazer and his Cena t-shirt.
Oh yeah, there's the guy Cena meets Cena. Totally
Mhm.
seen it out.
Yep.
I see Frank the Clown.
Oh, yeah. No comment. There's just something about that because like anybody, you're in your hometown and you have that many people like just chanting your name.
Oh
It
yeah.
just must be the most incredible feeling
Oh yeah.
to feel that.
I agree. I think he still smirks a smile when the crowd start chanting CM Punk just to make Triple H angry and stuff.
Oh, I know he does. He has to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
he
that's the
has
whole
to.
point.
Yeah.
I'm seeing purple in Cena. I'm seeing red Cena, orange Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing the crowd is drenched in people who love Cena.
It's
So the amount of people saying that this
I
was an
wouldn't say
era,
drenched. It's sprinkled.
it is in.
See, look, there's all the children that have John Cena things on.
I'm seeing a lot of adults with the hat and shirt matching.
Mm,
I saw purple, blue, orange, red, different ones in there, looking like a big old box of Fruity Pebbles. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw like 4 Cena shirts.
that's a
in that
football
one shot.
jersey. That's not a Cena t-shirt.
It was the red Cena.
There's
shirt.
the red Cena one. And
I'm just saying, the amount of people who were trying to say that Cena wasn't over at this time and the whole thing was anti-Cena,
true.
they're
True.
just wrong on that. This was a
Yeah.
split crowd. As much as the crowd wanted to be 100% behind Punk, Cena was also their guy. You know?
Yeah.
Which makes
But
this even more exciting.
But I think that maybe there was some kind of crowd noise that was kind of boosted into it. But I don't think so. Because it just kind of, I remember seeing this, not in person, but when I saw the pay-per-view live, because this is when I watched WWE. I was like, whoa, that's some strong shit. Look at that. He's not even running.
No.
Not even running. It's
He's
all
not doing the whole
business.
thing. Yeah.
All business.
He's like, fuck this
See,
dude.
okay, by the way, just to say right now, the jorts he has on now. See, not like those Echo ones. Those Echo ones really, you know. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, they grip.
Fashion. Yeah, I gotta get 2 hands.
I think I just saw Lisa in the crowd.
Mm.
Lisa Schnurr. I'll have to find out if she was actually there or not. I thought I saw her.
Hey, Cole Cabana, how you doing?
What? Was that Cole right there? That
That
was,
was
wasn't
Cole.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't recognize him because he's actually wearing a dress shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he dressed
Trying
up
to
for
be
that
nice.
occasion.
There he is.
And then Ace Steel
Yeah.
is right there. Yeah,
Justin Roberts.
Roberts. Yeah, this was like, I think this was this part of the start of the whole Cena sucks kind of movement?
I
Or
thought by
was that-
now they were definitely in the Cena sucks thing.
Okay,
I thought. I mean, I could definitely be wrong there.
I don't know. I can't remember.
And I'm gonna be honest. I think Punk clapping for Cena right then and there. I don't think that was irony. I don't think he was being ironic. I think he knew it would look ironic, but I think there's a part of him that super respects Cena right here.
Yeah, for him to come out there like with this basically like a crowd that's like with pitchforks and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Cena's feeding into the crowd just as much as Punk. He's just trying to feed that
Oh, yeah.
hate. He's trying to get that crowd on fire.
I just don't know how he wrestles with that lip ring in it. Because I would think, because I've seen so many people like bite their tongue or lose a tooth or 4. But
Yeah.
I've always just was like, that thing's got to rip. And I've seen someone with an earring, a woman, it came out and
Yeah.
yeah, see, it doesn't look, yeah, John, it
Oh
doesn't
wait, no,
look
I don't
as,
think that's Lisa. I got a better
Yeah.
look at her just now. But it was a girl in all Cena gear. Purple hat, purple shirt.
oh, well, it's girls. I get you, girlfriend. I get you.
Yeah.
God, I
maybe
hate
that
Frank
about-
the Clown.
Yeah, they just had a good shot of Frank.
Oh, yeah. Man. What's the last show you've been to where there's like a huge crowd like this, where it was like totally sold out and just like
Probably-
live and rocking?
Probably the 2019 Royal Rumble. That was the most electric I've ever felt. The moment, even I still remember the feeling when Becky won, feeling the energy because I was second row. You can feel it just whoosh down into the ring, like everyone's just forcing their energy, their positive energy, right at Becky. Like I felt it. There's no way she didn't. You know what I mean? Like you can see it in her face and everything. It got my heart pumping like crazy. And it wasn't for me. You just feel it and it goes
Yeah.
past you and you're so like, woo. Like, I can understand how these performers can get addicted to that. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
when you get it, that was crazy. And when you watch 2019 Rumble, after Becky wins, the people sitting in front of me walk away and you get a clear shot of me a couple of times. And there's like, for the whole like 10 minutes of the next match, the beginning of the 10 minutes, you see me like holding my chest and stuff and like leaning over, just like trying to like slow my heart down. Like, fuck, like it was a lot.
Yeah. That was all in for me. That was, it was just, there was some electricity in the air and it was just kind of magical. I mean, yeah, it's probably half of what, not even half of what was probably there. But yours, but it just was, it was very special.
Oh yeah. And that energy is that energy. I don't know if it
Yeah.
matters how many. You know,
It's funny to me how John Cena's deflated. And I say that not being mean, but now, like, he probably still works out, but not like how he did. But it's
well, there
weird.
was like a mix, right? So, The Rock, if you look at The Rock, he's, even before he's the size he is now, when he left for Hollywood, he looked like he was deflating at first too. Because when you're on the road like this, I don't remember if it was, I think it was, I heard it in the Bruce podcast, but like, oh, I like that where he's responding to the crowd. Like, I was like,
like,
was that for me or for
me?
him?
Sure.
Like, so good.
Yes. The one, I'll give him this with CM Punk. Okay. The crowd eats out of the palm of his hand, and he
100%.
just like loves to bring them in and
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Oh yeah, he loves working the crowd. He's like a true old school guy that way. I do like that about him.
Yeah.
I like the way he was looking and talking to the ref. Don't you stop this?
Don't you?
Yeah.
No.
But who is that ref? Is that like the Armstrongs or something? But there's a thing when you're on the road like this all the time. There's a certain level of fat you want to keep on yourself because of bumping. It can be really painful. So these guys who get real big also have to be almost puffy so they aren't just in excruciating pain all the time. Once you leave the bumping life and you can just work out, you can really start harnessing so here it's just about size. If your muscles are big enough, you won't tell even that there's like a layer of fat because your muscles are so big. So you just get size. All you worry about is size. Once you're out of it, you can start worrying about leaning. How cut can I look? How tight can my skin get a bit, basically, you know what I mean? And so you look like they're getting a little bit smaller, but they're just getting much leaner. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. I totally know what you mean. Now, what I found interesting, and maybe it's because shortly after this became the era of the flippy shit. But it's very interesting to me. Like, I think if people were to watch this, if this match were to happen like now, people would be bored.
Yeah.
Because there's too many submissions and all of this stuff, and they want flippy shit.
Yeah. They're
and
working
chops.
the crowd right here.
Yeah.
This is all working the crowd right now.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd wasn't hot enough for a Punk comeback, so Cena put him in another headlock. And now Punk is slowing him down. Come on, ask him.
Oh, it is. Oh, there's a dead bug on my iPad.
That's not ideal.
Yeah, no, I mean, like hey, booty, hi. I'm sorry.
Yep.
He's got a huge butt. I'm sorry.
He does squats.
Yeah, he does a lot of squats. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think with
I do think Punk looks super cooperative though. He doesn't look supernatural in his movements the way that I think that Cena tends to.
well, I think with Punk, that's kind of that style that at the time when he was originally signed, I mean, that's kind of that style that a lot of those guys had. He was very rough around the edges, and it needed refinement. Because remember, there was no NXT then and all of that. So he didn't go to a develop. Well, he kind of did, but but I don't consider like OVW or Deep South or any of those ones like true like the Performance Center.
Cena's facial expressions makes this look like this is serious and he doesn't want to lose this match. Punk's facial expressions look more like he's playing the crowd and having a good time. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a difference there.
Oh yeah, no. And it's weird not to see all those weird people who are always in the front row at WWE shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even right there with the ref, I felt like that Punk was being sarcastic with his facial expressions. Like, okay, ref, like, I get it. Where Cena keeps looking like, I need to be careful. I don't want to lose this match. This match is too important. You know? Like even
if I'm not mistaken, Cena wasn't much of someone who did a lot of mat work, right? I don't think so.
He's got a few mat-related things, but no, he's a power guy.
Yeah.
You know? But he's also a strategy dude. Like you saw a minute ago, he had him in that kind of a headlock, reverse headlock. That look on Cena's face wasn't a look of, I'm going to win the match with this. It was a look like, what do I got to do next? What's my next move? He was like plotting in his mind is what it looked like.
That is acting there, folk.
Yeah.
Acting.
Oh, that's so dope. Look at that. He uses his weight
Yeah.
pull him back and catch his arm.
Yeah. Well, he had his foot on his hand.
Yeah.
And then when he used his leg kind of to pull back.
Well, he grabbed his arm with Cena grabbed Punk's arms with his legs, wrapped his legs around him, and pulled back, so his weight would shift back, so Punk would come back with him, and he could tighten up that grip.
Yeah.
Which is actually like incredibly cool and detailed, something you don't see now.
Oh, yeah.
People using their own body weight that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's pulling him back. You're going to fall back with me. Where now it's so cooperative.
I don't think that WWE wrestling now has this kind of quality of match. Or if they do, there's only a handful of people that can do it, who are active right now. Let's see here.
So good.
Cena out
Cena's
there
strength is doing a lot here.
Yeah.
A lot of this is Cena's strength. Like his literal physical power.
Yeah.
Cena trying to get one over on him. See, and that pin looked real. How many times do we see him now where they just like tap the guy and they roll over?
Yeah.
Punk had to hook Cena's arm from underneath him and use his whole shoulder to push Cena onto his back. Like, you don't see stuff like that. You see people kind of do this almost backhanded, like, roll over for me. Okay. Like, I wish that it was one of those, like, I mean, Cena was also one of those dudes where I'm not going to give it to you. You have to take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to pin me, you have to put me into a pin. I'm not going to just be pinned all of a sudden. The amount of people we see where they go into a pin and they lift up one leg for the other guy.
Yeah. That arm stretch. Ooh.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
But it's just, when you see it, it's so good. You know?
Yeah.
By the way, people, when I grabbed his butt, it was very similar to this situation.
This situation right here.
This situation, when you're right there, and of course you're looking down. You know, what's going on?
Was it a televised or non-televised thing?
It was raw,
Okay.
but I think it probably was on commercial break, so you wouldn't have seen it.
No.
I think. Was it Raw? Yeah, no, they did SmackDown, Raw, and they filmed other shit, but I remember it was both SmackDown and Raw that night.
CM Punk going to the top.
Mm-hmm.
What a camera shot that was.
Yeah, you don't see camera work like this. Hey, cool, Cabana.
Yeah.
No, it's all this shitty. I don't know where these people nowadays who are camera people.
Yeah, this cameraman's like on the ground.
Yeah.
Looking up so that way the impact will happen behind him. You know what I mean? Like, how good is that?
You just don't get quality stuff like that. And then whoever's editing, calling out, with the camera angles and stuff too. Really, really good. Because it takes both.
I think
Especially
I
with
could,
live
but no,
shit.
I don't think.
Oh yeah, Young Bucks, you weren't the first to wear Jordans to the ring. Sorry, look what Cena's got on his feet.
Well, in Young Bucks' defense, they haven't worn real Jordans at all, so.
Oh. They're all fake?
Most of them, yeah. Or they're mids or whatever, which are like the Payless versions.
Oh.
I don't know a lot about shoes. I'm not a shoe guy. But I talk to people who are shoe guys, and I do get a kick out of how worked up they get. You know what I just noticed? The WWE logo is not in the far corner. It's like way over.
Well, yeah, wait a minute. Wait, why is that?
Oh, I know exactly why that is, I bet.
What?
Because it wasn't originally shot in HD widescreen. It was shot square. So that used to be the corner, but their cameras had so much that they were able to reformat it.
Ah. Ultra high def. That's kind of cool. I was like, why did they put the logo way over here?
Yeah.
Someone fucked up.
Because that logo's probably part of the original overlay,
Yeah.
not a secondary thing.
Yeah.
Guys,
But
if
the
you are
WW
watching along with us, I just want to say thanks again.
Yeah.
And we do apologize for not being live. So if you're in the chat right now, if you're chattering along, we won't see it. But we
can't
appreciate it.
see you.
We can't see you. You guys are so
Look what I
elite.
did.
Yeah, you did that.
Yes.
Yeah. But we appreciate it.
Like-
and we will be back to live on Tuesday.
Like
It's
right
just-
now, in this like kind of this chokeholdish thing, the struggle. I mean, you see his veins popping out. Like, I mean, he's like really adding to make that struggle look beyond believable.
Yeah.
I can kind of see how you say Cena's carrying Punk, but
Cena,
was
look at that. See, he missed that splash.
Yeah,
And Cena had to
that
reach
was
down
kinda
to try and get him.
yeah,
Oh, and then Cena working that leg. Maybe
Working the
he did, or
leg.
maybe he didn't. He might just be trying to get some space because he was like, hey, that
that shit hurt.
sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie horse. But Cena also, one thing we know about Cena for sure, he's working through an injury.
Oh yeah,
Remember when he fucking broke his nose? And he was like,
yeah,
it's
I
fine.
remember.
I don't need a nose to finish.
well, shout out to these guys. Like, I really don't see any no selling. I miss those days.
That's a good point.
I
They're
miss
selling
it. I mean,
everything.
seriously. Like, there were so many opportunities so far in this match that if it were in present day, there probably would have been 4, like, no sells, at least.
This is a slow-paced match that looks like a struggle, that looks like two people trying
Yep.
to wear the other guy down because they both don't think they can catch an easy win. Although Cena tried a couple times to lay the AA in early, just seeing if he could, and when he weaseled out, he didn't oversell the not landing it either. He didn't do this
Yeah.
like, oh no, come
Yeah.
on. He just did a fucking like, yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work, but
Yeah.
it would have been nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it'd be nice if I
No.
could have.
I'll say these camera angles, when they're outside of the ring, you don't get those like that anymore.
Nope.
No. Because it's always like they either miss the action or there's something off about it. But this one in particular,
Yeah.
it's like really good. I don't know. Did they downplay the quality or, or whatnot? Hard to say. Hard to say.
That is a hard one. I know that if Kuro's in the chat, he's saying it's Kevin Dunn. I know he'd be blaming Kevin Dunn on that one. But wasn't Kevin Dunn around this time too?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know this is when like Freddie Prinze Jr. used to be on creative.
Yeah.
That I know. That's the only thing I know.
Let's see here.
There's a lot of women in the front. You go. Okay. Commentary about the ladies here. The ladies here, it's not a fashion show. Okay? Most of them, they're wearing their t-shirts and stuff. So whenever this Hoochie Mama revolution came, I can't tell you, but it's been within the last couple of years. So I always say indie wrestling went to shit after WrestleMania in Orlando. It did. It brought some people back that should not have come back. And that's when all the negativity and the bad shit started on Twitter.
Wow.
Is that ICP?
Were
Or
they in the
maybe
crowd?
guys, those dudes, like there's a dude, white is the face makeup, or maybe it's guys that are juggalos. Whoop whoop.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy in red and guy in white.
Yeah, he just stood
Yeah.
up. I think that
Yeah.
really is ICP.
I don't know.
I don't think that's a normal juggalo. I think that's them. That's like the traditional one. And they're from Chicago, aren't they? Or no, they're from Detroit. So they're not far.
Yeah, they're from somewhere near there. Yeah. I wouldn't be
We were just
surprised.
talking about
That's fun.
juggalos.
Yeah.
Because they're definitely
Well-
trying to be seen.
Yeah. And those guys love the wrestling and stuff. And
Yeah. Well, they were part of the oddities for a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't know. The guy in red doesn't look like he's
Actually, now both of them really don't look like.
But you
Yeah.
know what though? Kevin Gill was a part of ICP's crew back then, and he's in Chicago,
Oh yeah,
so that could be him for sure.
yeah. I don't think KG ever rocked it. Hey, look, the long-haired guy.
The Ghoul?
No, the long-haired guy with the mom. That's always in the front row.
With the glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks kind of like a ghoul.
yeah.
Yeah.
In front of the guy with the Cena, Cena sucks or whatever thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we all start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Now we're at the top. I guess if you go to enough of these things, they hook you up, because there's no way that these people can do every single damn thing and be in the front.
It makes
like
me
that.
wonder. I don't know. I mean, there's all sorts of theories out there, and none of us know. And here's the dumbest part to me is when I was in Rumble, they were right next to me, and I'd even talked to producer about, like, I don't know how they get them all the time. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. I didn't even fucking ask. But I bet you they have a working answer anyways. I bet you they lie to people all the time about it.
Yeah.
The people who are always up front. Remember we saw Smiley and the Mets guy and
Well, people have asked me, and I'm like, I've bought my shit unless it was comped. So
I don't see him.
yeah,
But
all
that's
in
just it
with
too,
one
is
that
that,
people.
like,
Yeah.
I bought my tickets within 10 minutes of them going on sale and spent like the most amount of money on it. So it was all like supposed to be like, oh, between rows 1 through 5 and seats given out by order of receipt, right? And so it's like, how did I end up second row to the side if I bought mine within several minutes of them going live? Why wouldn't I be somewhere in the first row, except if those people already had shit ready to go,
Or
something
it's
else
held for
or
them,
it's held in some way?
which that happens.
Yeah.
That does. I know from firsthand knowledge.
Because I had my alarm set for the morning they were going to go, and I'd had money pulled out and put aside. I was ready for it, and I woke up, I waited, refresh, and then just went through, boom, 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 boom. Within, it was just a couple of minutes. And I was like, how did I end up in second fucking row? Like, but, you know, it's possible
Well-
other people did too, and were able to hit it quicker than I was.
Yeah, let's see here. 5 knuckle shuffle. The one
But
thing
he
that
would
I
sell
like
it.
about Cena is, you don't see with him, and maybe when when he was first kind of starting, maybe.
Punk
but
was
you
supposed to
don't
land on
see
his
him.
feet there and clearly didn't. And
Yeah.
And Cena had to, like, wait for him to recover.
Yeah, but with Cena, like some of the moves that he does, obviously, you're not really doing some of this stuff, but
Yeah.
it's just like very fluid and very believable.
Yeah. And I think
Whereas,
go ahead.
there was someone, was it on NXT or was it AEW, that someone was like kicking and they were kicking nothing? Was it Adam Cole? Maybe.
It could be. Adam Cole's
Yeah.
got really weak kicks.
Yeah. It
But-
could be. He still slaps his leg on a super kick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
But, like, I think the other thing is that a lot of Cena's moves are based around him being physically strong enough to pull something off.
Yeah.
Where a lot of moves now are based off of the equal cooperation between two members to pull off one singular thing. So I think that's part. I think it's part of the reason why size guys can be a good thing, because with Cena, if he's gonna gut wrench suplex you, that's all on him. He's not expecting you to jump up. You don't have to move. You can make it easy or hard. He's gonna pull it off because he's physically strong enough to do that. Where a lot of these guys, like an Adam Cole, can't pull off a suplex or a powerbomb if the other person doesn't do half of the work for him.
Exactly.
So then it comes off looking a little bit phonier,
Yeah.
or a lot bit phonier, you know?
Oh yeah. I think even like, because nowadays I don't think most of the guys, and of course it's all the flippy shit guys, like you don't see them using weight. You see them, pretty much, all right, I trust you to help break my fall on whatever crazy shit I'm going to do. That's like a Darby Allin right there. And I'm just like, geez. But when you have someone legit who can move, that's bigger and that can move and they can throw you around, and it looks like $1 million, yeah. That's my issue with Brian Cage. It's not natural. I like Brian Cage, don't get me wrong, but it's just not natural, It seemed almost forced.
What do you mean, his strength or what he does?
Mm-hmm.
The thing, my frustration with him is that he is such a big dude, and he doesn't wrestle like he's a big dude at all.
Exactly.
I don't mean that he doesn't, he shouldn't do flips. I don't mean anything like that. I mean, watching this with Cena, Cena's doing stuff because he's physically strong enough to do it. And I don't see Brian Cage do a lot of that. He does a lot of the cooperation stuff.
Yeah.
You do half of it, I'll do the other half. And because I'm strong, we know that we'll get there. But Punk is dead weight for Cena.
Yeah.
A lot of this.
Yeah.
Because that's the deal. Is Cena strong enough to pull that other stuff off? Brian Cage is strong enough. He just doesn't have someone wanting to make it look like a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be even easier if I jump into it. Okay, well, it just looks phonier.
Yeah. But one person who I think has that, they could just throw them around really easily, big guy, Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's got that.
He's just like, whoa. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's probably one of the best matches I've ever seen live, was Keith Lee versus Dijak. I think it was Bola? Yeah, it was Bola, because it was my first one and only one I ever seen it, and it was harder than fucking Hades when they broke the ring. Yeah. But man, they were just throwing each other around. It was like, that's real Haas fighting, not, what today's version is.
This isn't the one where... Wait, this is the one, right? Where where Punk ends up running into the crowd and his contract's supposed to be over and all that?
Yeah, this is the one where he wins the belt and he leaves.
They had a second one where they both were champion, right? When he comes back or some shit?
Yeah, when he comes back, he has the belt on. Remember, he had new music.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, who's that? No one knew. And then when he came
that's
back,
the one I was thinking of the most.
Yeah.
Because I remember the 2 belt thing being part of the story of the other one. So I think when I was talking about Cena carrying a ton of the match, I think it was that one, not this one, because Punk is doing
because
really
they
good
look
here.
pretty equal with it.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a few mistakes here and there.
Yeah.
Cena's
they
had
both
to
have.
catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you take the
But what I really think is the mat work in this particular one is really, really great.
Yeah.
I think it's because you just don't get that in WWE unless you have Thatcher right now at NXT. That's where you're getting that. So, and that's speaking of NXT, that's another guy that I think has the potential to have that kind of power like Cena is Karrion Kross.
Yes.
I really think that he has that, not just because of the size, but just how his mannerisms are in the ring and things like that.
Yeah. And I do think that Cross does wrestle a little bit slower that way too.
Yeah.
Where it's like
take your time. You don't have to rush. It's not a sprint. It's not the 100-meter dash. You know.
And if you're doing it right, people are getting invested more and more each moment.
Exactly.
Where a lot of the moves now, when you look at it, it's like guys like Cole and Gargano and the Bucks, they're counting on people popping because of the move.
Yeah.
That move was so spectacular, therefore I'm excited. Oh, what a crazy move. And then also a pinfall attempt was after that. And you're like, this is more about not being able to get it done.
Yeah, well, those guys are all part of the era of false finishes.
Yeah.
It's like, how many false finishes can you have in a match?
Yes.
So.
The other thing is that it completely
that guy
bastardized.
Really does look like Cena.
Yeah.
Next time they show his face, I'm just noticing that. Yeah. Very similar.
people have also bastardized the term, especially Meltzer, false finish.
Mm-hmm.
And they start talking about false finish as being any sort of like pinfall attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Because, what was it? Meltzer tried to say that there was more false finishes in Steamboat versus Flair than there was in the Young Bucks match. I forget which one. But he put like a counter up and he goes, this many false finishes in Ric Flair and Steamboat. But when you watch it, he's talking about every single pinfall attempt. You know what I mean? But that's just it, is that like the reason there's more pinfall attempts is because Flair and Steamboat were trying to make it look like someone was trying to win the match.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that Young Bucks only had like 9 pinfall attempts or whatever,
Yeah.
it's because they weren't trying to win the match for most of it. Because it's just about moves.
Mm-hmm.
But here you got a bunch of really good ones. Like that was a good one. But I mean, I don't think I'd even consider that one a false finish. That was just
No. Mm-mm.
that was just a, is this enough? And it wasn't. But it wasn't one of those things where it's like, how the fuck? Like right here, this would be, whatever happens next could be, because he's doing the whole go to sleep thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making myself some guacamole live to have with
Ooh,
pepperoni
look at
chips.
you. I'm eating my chicken.
Yep, yep.
Chicken. Oh my goodness. God, drink the clown. If you
Can I
wonder
have
why Frank the
top
Clown
tier on
annoys
salt and
me,
pepper?
he just does.
He does what? Oof.
He annoys me. He just annoys me.
Which guy does?
Frank the Clown.
Oh, yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
Well, I can see that.
How Noelle Foley dated him, because he's not a good looking
They're still
kid.
together.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Those abs. Look at that. What I love about it is just the timing that they have.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you've got to make the people feel like, oh my God, this is taking everything out of me. And both of them have been doing that. Because I think this is a really good example of good storytelling and character work.
And that was a false finish, because that's the
Yeah.
thing. A false finish only happens when people think the match is supposed to be over now.
Yeah.
And
but they do that all the time now. Every single pinfall is like that.
they think that every single pinfall is like that, but it's not. Like Adam Cole, I don't think Adam Cole's very good at false finishes.
No.
Because I never think that the first time he does the last shot is gonna win, because I've never seen it beat anybody. So it's always like, you look stupid to me at this point when you go for a pinfall after one, because I've never seen it in all of his time in NXT actually beat someone with one. So right here, where it's been well established that the AA is a very powerful move, and that he wins with it a lot, when it happens, you go, that could be it. That match could be over. And then it's not, you go, oh shit. But with Adam Cole, it's always like, oh, he got the last shot in, so we're about 4 or 5 minutes away from him actually finishing the match. You know what I mean? Like, because that move's not very strong. He's going to have to do a couple more things in a sequence, and then we'll get to the finish. You know what I mean? And that's not even like high-level observation. That's just, well, he never wins it off the first one. He has to do a couple more things, and he'll have to do it 1 or 2 more times. You know?
Now that you say it, what is Adam Cole good at? I can't think of anything.
He's just a good talker. He sounds believable. He just sounds like he's talking out of his ass, because he says things that are, inconsistent with what's happening. But that's good heel stuff. Heels should be lying all the time. They should be saying they're better than everybody else.
MJF, hi.
Yeah.
That seriously looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
The way
Good.
Punk was hobbling.
Oh, that's good. He does the go to sleep outside and out between the ropes,
Yep.
and Punk tries to catch him. And then he goes, fuck. Because he knows it's not going to be long enough.
Yep.
He knows that no matter how good that move is, the guy's not going to be out that long because Cena's a strong motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So Punk is selling how good Cena is right here.
Mm-hmm.
By feeling devastated that he's out because he knows that move won't keep him down for long.
Yeah.
He was just hoping to keep him down for long enough.
Yeah.
And he knows how big Cena is and how hard he is to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where with when Keith Lee's in a match with Adam Cole, if Adam Cole falls out, Keith Lee should just be,
Oh,
fuck
boy.
it, I'll grab him. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Vince McMahon coming out with old John Laurinaitis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mr. Bella Mom. That's what I call him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Is it me, or did they make Vince's suit look really big to make him look bigger?
He has to get stuff tailored that way. He is just very big up top.
Yeah, but that's like he looks like a kid who put on his dad's sports coat because it fits. It's an ill-fitting suit.
It's always big like that though, because I think that he works out
Really?
in suits and shit or something.
That was the shot heard round the world.
That was so good.
That was so good. It's me. I got
Yeah, Cena
this.
being like, yeah.
Yeah. Telling
Cena being like, I don't
Vince,
need you to do this.
I don't need you. Yep. See, this was the best
Yeah.
because I'm like, yeah. He's
it
not.
seems like
He's
we're
a
not gonna do
golden
it that
boy,
way.
but he's not gonna. He's not gonna succumb to that.
And this was like the opposite of the screw job.
Hmm.
We're not doing it like that. Oh.
Oh, and that whole place just erupts, and Vince is just like, oh,
Yeah.
what did I do? Yep. Someone shouting out Dave Lagana.
That's funny. This one is better than the one I was thinking of.
So you must be thinking the one when he
The
came
return.
back.
Yeah.
That
The return.
that pay-per-view match
Mhm.
with the two belts.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say this was pretty equal. I mean,
This
they
one's
both.
pretty solid. There was only a little bit here and there that was not.
Yeah, there was a little here and there, but it wasn't that
It wasn't
like
egregious.
yeah, it wasn't like massive.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I
this
was
is
thinking in the other one,
Mhm.
maybe I'll find it. Maybe we'll do one for that too. But
Oh yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was egregious. I was just watching. I was like, God, Punk just keeps fucking up and fucking up. Like it was a whole thing.
Well, guess what? The debate still rages on.
Mm-hmm. Rages
Of
on.
it. But I might agree with you because that's a totally different match. But in this one, no, he didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna solve everything by getting Alberto Del Rio over there. Real
Oh
good.
yeah.
Classy. Classy.
Pulls the headset off of Lawler.
Mm-hmm. Jerry's just like, what the hell? Lawler always has such great blingy t-shirts, by the way. I just
Oh yeah, they're so
out
good.
there.
I got one of them.
Oh, you do?
Two of them actually. Two of them. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm a fan of the bling.
Mm-hmm.
Booker T's all, what the fuck? Like, never seen the boss man look like that.
Yeah.
And then, okay. Come on.
Here comes Rio to cash in.
Yep. Goodbye.
He's
Next.
kicked in the head. Because this was the whole thing too, where Punk's contract was ending the next day, right?
It ended at midnight that night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hopping
And
the
they
fence.
worked all the dirt sheets, and all the dirt sheets bought into all of that.
Yep.
And so they were all like, well, clearly he has to lose.
Yep. And then not only just that too, but when like a day or two later, when they were posting all those photos of like Punk and Colt and some chicks, and they still were like going around. Punk had the belt with him.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, yeah, he's not coming back with this. He's partying with it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Or we got a report that he was in a bar.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. And you shouldn't go to a bar if you're straight edges, by the way. I will say that.
That's a good
This
point
means
too.
you're not partaking. All right.
Let's go to YouTube.
YouTube. We're going to be on YouTube for the next.
So you were right on that one. It wasn't egregious. Punk did pretty solid in that one. That was actually a really good wrestling match, and I missed that style match.
I do too. I mean, I wish, people okay, I think this is why I don't like watching the main roster anymore. Because when I see things like Drew McIntyre, yeah, you're a big dude, but you don't work like how Cena works or Keith Lee works. It's a totally different thing. So I don't know. Or maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe people aren't as talented as they once were over there.
All right, let's see. I looked up right now Orange Cassidy, Kylie, and I see Beyond Wrestling 2 years ago. Free match, Orange Cassidy versus Kylie Ray. Is that the one you're looking at?
Hold on. Let me see here.
Because I heard this is like the one.
The one from Beyond Wrestling?
Yeah, Beyond Wrestling. It's actually from Beyond Wrestling's YouTube
It says
page.
free match.
Free match, Orange Cassidy
Okay.
versus Kylie Ray, Beyond Wrestling.
Yep.
All right, says I can skip the video in 3 minutes. Wait 1 second and skip
No.
ads.
Hold on. I gotta.
All right. I'm at the 1 second mark.
Okay, hold on. What the fuck is this? Oh, okay. That's the name of the pay-per-view. Okay.
This is the one we might be able to.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm at let me stop. I'm at 13.
13. Let me tell you when to go.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Go.
All right.
Says Uncharted Territory, Orange Cassidy versus Kylie Ray, Beyond Wrestling.
I've never seen a Beyond show. I've always wanted to. Oh, he's talking.
Yeah.
Very
He's got
interesting.
a mic at least. He's got a title.
He's got a title.
Oh, all he said was want to?
Oh.
Oh, you know.
Oh, yeah. So exciting.
She says, please, please.
Yep.
Her shirt says happy to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do get a kick out of the big bow.
I know. That's always so cute. Is the bow.
There's a big bow, and I always get a kick out of it. Now, the thing is, though, I think it's because you can do stuff with it once you get going. Like when she was in Double or Nothing, and I forget who it was, but someone super kicked her, and her bow flew out of her hair. Mm-hmm. That was such a cool moment to be like, oh, shit. Is that Joel Gertner in the ring? Or am I being a jerk? No, it's not Joel Gertner.
No.
It was just a big guy with a goatee. That was me.
Yeah. Love that little.
Yeah. Such a
I
shame
think
how
that guy's
Kylie's career
too
kind
thin
of
to be
panned
Joel
out so
Gertner.
far. I mean, I'm glad to see her back in NWA doing stuff. But it's such a bummer to the ups and downs she's been through, you know?
And again, remember, this is someone I think with Naomi, a lot of people got on her ass, on the internet too. And that doesn't help.
No.
Any, Now with Orange here, one thing about Orange Cassidy, little enthusiastic thumbs up, that I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I enjoy Orange Cassidy. I always have.
So
But
far, I don't get any
how
of
the
it.
fuck did it get so over?
Yeah.
What was it? I mean,
I
when you look
feel...
at the best friends, I mean, they were over for a little bit, but it seemed like he just rode an orange wave of orange crush
Yeah.
over them.
And it seems like it doesn't seem like crazy either, because I know that's always conversation, men versus women and stuff, but they are similar size.
Yeah.
And they are believably similar skill levels. You know what I mean? Because I do
Yeah.
think weight difference makes a difference. I think there's a reason why you don't see a lightweight fight a heavyweight in UFC, even if they're both men. You know what I mean? I think weight difference makes a difference. So being of a similar build, I think, is important for me to be able to buy in early. You know what I mean? Kylie's so funny.
How cute. He's just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not having this.
I do agree with you, though. I don't understand how Cassidy's gotten so over, because as already at this point, well, that's funny. She just tries to get the old 24/7 title
Yep,
thing.
kicks out, hands still in the pockets.
He didn't kick out, though. He rolled over.
He rolled
But-
over-ish. What
But
kind
it's
of
also
kick?
believable because he's of a similar weight that it wouldn't take as much to shift his weight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This
I
works
just-
with Kylie because of her character.
Mm-hmm. I
Because
just
she's-
love her reactions and just being really excited to be there. This is, again, it's great character work here.
And it works because of her character. This doesn't work with, like, to me, the idea that Kylie's so excited to be there and just happy and actually is a fan of everyone and loves everyone she's always around. You know what I mean? Like, just that kind of bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
That playing off Orange Cassidy not moving and not giving a shit seems like the kind of thing that she can get away with because her character is also just like, oh, how fun, he's giving me the glasses. I love that. But seeing Orange Cassidy do that with other people who are supposed to be like just badass serious people,
Yeah.
it's harder to buy into. It's why I like when Billy Gunn just straight up clotheslined him, because it was all like, yeah, Billy Gunn shouldn't give a shit about this kid, you know.
Exactly.
Brian Cage is supposed to be the baddest son of a bitch in all of wrestling. He shouldn't be buying into or playing around with like the sunglasses thing or the slow movement. I'm here to win. I'm here
Oh,
to
that's
beat
kind
you.
of cool. That was a
Yeah.
cool little move in the corner.
Yeah, and I like how she's like impressed by it. She's like, whoa.
He's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, because we're not watching it with sound, right?
Mhm.
It's almost like, are you treating him like he doesn't, like he's got a learning disability or something? The way she's kind of tapping him and stuff.
She's all trying it.
Yeah.
Which also works because she's a goofy character that, like, with him, his character doesn't give a shit. Which is why I don't understand how he gets over, because, like, win or loss, I don't care for him. Because he doesn't seem to care. So,
Yeah.
like, her showboating makes sense. But it makes sense why she would feel comfortable enough to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she would stop and do something or showboat because she knows he's not going to do anything. Because he doesn't really care. Sorry,
Oh,
bitch.
I
Just
have
like
an
a commercial.
ad.
Yeah, me too. We got the ad at the same time. We're good.
Oh, okay. All right,
Stupid
that's
YouTube.
gone.
Yeah, now it's back.
Yeah. Don't need to be reminded about Robert Mondavi.
Go.
Oh.
That melon? Very nice.
That's interesting. It's like you're in a straitjacket almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which pulls me out of it more than anything, because it's all like, he doesn't want to win.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if he's there. He doesn't mind a literal handicap, which also pulls me out of the other person, typically being like, they're not going to take advantage of the fact that he has tied his hands up, you know? I think that the thing that bothers me the most about his character is that it inherently buries the other person in the ring. But what makes this so good right now, because I'm enjoying it, is Kylie's character feeds
Yeah.
into that kind of shit in general.
I think that's why Statlander is kind of paired off with Orange Cassidy now. Because she's got that weird kind of character,
That's
the
true.
alien. Yeah.
She buries
kinda
people
works,
too.
but-
That whole booping their nose and stopping and doing cartwheels for no reason. I hate that
Yeah.
stuff. But it works in that regard because it's very
Yeah.
similar to this.
Yeah. I will say, if the best friends, if you were to ask me, well, when you add Orange in here too, who's the best of them?
Mm-hmm.
Hand down, I think it's frickin' Trent.
Mm.
Sucky
Yeah.
thing that he kind of carries a lot of the weight,
Mm-hmm.
and he's prone to injury. But he's great. And I also did love him in Roppongi Vice.
Mm.
One of my favorite New Japan tag teams. Yeah, see, her character, it just works.
It also, I mean, she also came out in a T-shirt that literally said, "I'm just happy to be here."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of thing makes a difference in whether or not Orange's match is going to make sense or not.
Mm-hmm. That one girl, the blonde, looked so bored.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, like, this character I don't think would work with like a Taz. Like a Taz in his prime, human suplex machine.
Mm-hmm.
The second he has his arms in his pocket, he should bear hug him and throw him over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Before he even gets up, grab him again, do another one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this character could ever work with like a Brock Lesnar. That would make sense.
Mm-mm. Well, Hobbs.
Or Hobbs wouldn't make sense because Hobbs is a badass killer right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess there is a space for it, and it works really well with Kylie Ray's character. But he's got to be working with the right people for it to make sense, and I don't think that working with Jericho did him any favors on either side.
No. And then the whole thing with Miro
Yeah.
and Kip and the best friends, that was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. But I do love in all of his little promos he does now, he always mentions his hot wife. So I'm pretty sure that once her 90 days, that his hot wife will appear.
Did you hear that Lana said in her interview with Jericho that she doesn't want to sign another wrestling contract unless it has a no-cut clause where they can't release her?
Tony would do that.
Why? The only... So, it's funny. I told you before that I do listen to Cornette, and not for his hate, but for the history and for the stuff that he likes. One of the things that make me most interested about Cornette is when he goes, "This was really good." Then I go, "Oh, I wonder why he thought that was really good." When he shits on stuff, I just kind of phase out and let him talk what he's going to talk. But there's these little nuggets of wisdom that come out of here and there. Someone asked him direct, "Has a no-cut clause ever happened before in wrestling?" And he said, "Not really, but..." Because that guy's a historian.
Yeah.
He said, "But if you had a guy that was big enough and brought in enough money, there were contracts that said, you will pay me this time frame regardless. Like, if you don't use me, you're still paying me." Because a lot of the contracts back in the day were about usage.
Yeah.
You're contracted for this long for this many matches, and if they didn't use you, like, and if you had to do the match to get paid, right? If you didn't show up or whatever, you weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
But there were a few people, like I don't think Stone Cold was even an example you made, but like a Stone Cold level of you are the anchor of our company, like a Ric Flair, where it's you have me for this many years, and that's it. And I mean, more or less, I guess the way that it's best described is like WCW. Remember when they got sold out, Time Warner owned those contracts and had to continue to pay out. But it was only their top guys. It was the Nash and Hogan and Hall, I think DDP. But it was those dudes who had those contracts that said this time frame for this much money, no matter what.
Yeah. Well, I think with her, she, obviously with women and wrestling, women's wrestlers, they kind of sometimes get the shaft.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, she probably was promised a lot of things when she started to actually wrestle and stuff. So I think that that's probably why. But to be fair, she's probably better than some people they have now.
The last couple matches she was in, she was much better than she was earlier in the year.
Yeah, because wasn't she tagging with Dana Brooke?
She was tagging with Naomi.
Oh, Naomi. Oh,
No, but
upgrade.
I do
Major
agree with you. I think there was part of her that was like real sensitive about getting cut, and now is all like, I don't want to be cut. The other thing is this is like, I think if you demand a no cut clause, I think the only way the company agrees with that, any company, is if it's a short term. All right, I guess we're going to do a 1 year contract then. I don't think you're going to get a 5-6 year contract with a you're not allowed to release me ever.
Well, they don't even know if they're going to be around 5 or 6 years.
That's true too. You might just
Yeah.
hedge your bets.
So,
Like,
but I get it, and it seems like from what people say about Tony, that he's pretty cool with things, and I'm pretty sure that since her old man is there, he's now getting into a storyline or doing what he should be doing, not the stupid comedy shit.
yeah,
You know, so that was nice.
that was really good. Her Hurricanrana was good.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I
so
swear
good.
to God, no one. One of these days I'm gonna have to find it. You got to see Scarlett freaking pull a Hurricanrana in 6-inch heels. Fucking badass.
I could do a Hurricanrana in 6-inch heels. Probably.
I love that confidence, producer lady.
Yeah, she believes in me. I got an ad again. This is
have
pretty
an ad.
solid. Oh, it's pretty solid, but it's like I
Don't know why people say this is a great match.
It's not bad.
Or it's not bad, but it's like, why is this characterized as a great match?
I think what it is this is the most believable Orange Cassidy ever was. Kylie Ray just literally grabbed the fucking ref into like a headlock to tell him a bunch of stuff so he could go to Orange Cassidy and pass the word along. I think she kind of missed the point of using the ref to sneak a message over. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was the
I've
most
seen
obvious.
a good one with him and Cabana.
That
Bryce
would make sense
Remsburg.
because Cabana's a joke.
Well, your favorite ref, Bryce Remsburg,
Oh.
one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
He was the ref for that match, and that match was it was goofy. It was really goofy, and it was a Beyond Wrestling match too. So
Yeah.
So I always wanted to see Beyond, and they used to get like Zack Sabre Jr. and all them people. But I'm not gonna complain because my indie promotion got Zack Sabre Jr. No. He wrestled a guy I cannot name because
I could get where someone
He's
would
in
say,
jail.
if you don't like Orange Cassidy or you don't get Orange Cassidy, watch
Yeah.
this match. I get that because this makes all of that stuff make sense.
yeah.
And it gets to a point where they start doing actual wrestling.
Oh look, her bow's gonna go. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
dangling. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe AEW fans are, I hate to say this, but they're kind of slow and dense.
I think what it is
That
I
makes
think it's the
sense?
irony of enjoyment, right? It's I think a lot of people like Orange Cassidy literally just because, quote, Vince McMahon would never put this on his TV. Or, quote, because Vince would hate this. I think people find an enjoyment in stuff, ironically, because it's to enjoy it out of spite that Vince wouldn't like it. I like it because Vince would never like it. You know what I mean? I've heard people make those kinds of arguments just in really roundabout ways. Where they go, oh my God, I love this. Vince would never do this. And you're like, why is that the reason why you love it? I thought you would love it for a better reason than someone else hates it. You know? So I think that a lot of the people who are behind Cassidy are liking him ironically. Because he doesn't work in every situation. So I think you have to book him real carefully because, like I said, this match works.
Mm-hmm.
This is great, and it's highlighting both of them as wrestlers. But it takes so long to get there that I'm already out of it before we get there.
Oh, yeah.
But with Kylie, it makes sense because Kylie is engaging with her personality that it keeps you around long enough to go ahead. Okay, now this guy's wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where other people who try to buy into the Orange Cassidy thing, like a Jericho who just seems to want to be around people who are already popular. Jericho's character getting involved the way that he didn't make any sense, and by the time we even got to Cassidy wrestling, there was just so much confusion of like, why the fuck would Jericho do this long? You know what I mean? His character wouldn't. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Kylie's would. It does make sense.
That was very sloppy.
Yeah. But it's alright. It's a fight.
Yeah.
Fights can be sloppy. Oh, neat.
I don't know if you're where I am right
Oh,
now.
she did
You had
this.
an ad.
That's true. She did a cannonball into the corner, and he like caught her.
Yeah. What are you on?
That's a good point. Let's see. I'm at 1903, 04, 05.
Okay, well, let me stop.
19,
Where are
10,
you now?
11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 17, 18, 19,
I'm at
20,
26.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, go.
All right. Are you holding her down by her hair?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, he wasn't. Okay. I don't like shows where you get this standing room only. See, these girls are just gaga over him.
Yep.
But
I don't like it when the audience is leaning on the ring.
no, because it's very dangerous. I mean, they do that at Hood Slam, but with it Hood Slam, those people, no, they know. They're all the regulars, and they know when, get off the ring and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're there, it's great because under the ring, they usually have these boxes down there that you can put your drinks and your smoked stuff. So people like to do that, which is nice.
What are they tug of warring on?
His orange juice.
Oh.
He's like fucking Popeye.
Really? He did an orange juice Popeye shit?
What? No, but I'm thinking it's like Popeye, with the spinach,
Yeah.
the orange juice.
You think that's what it was? Is that what he used to do? I'm glad he doesn't anymore.
I don't
That would
know.
be just way stupid.
Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know why
the ref was letting it go.
I don't know. Oh. Yikes. That's kind of messy. Oh.
That was one of the better looking Canadian destroyers I've ever seen.
Yeah. I just wish people would stop doing Canadian destroyers.
Yeah.
If you can't do it right, don't bother.
You know who does a terrible one? Adam Cole.
I was going to say Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, for
I was
whatever
thinking
reason, has
Adam
like one
Cole
of the
too.
worst fucking Panama Sunrise, Canadian Destroyer, whatever you want to call it.
He botches that thing so much.
It looks so bad. He 100% jumps into it in the weirdest way. He looks like he has no control over it. The first number of times I saw him do it, I thought his opponent was doing a move on him because of how much effort the other person has to put in versus him. That I was all like, oh shit, wait, why is Adam Cole going for the pin? I was so confused. So I would be happy if he just stopped doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh God.
What the hell is this about? Well, that was a great arm drag.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of good arm drags either.
No.
A lot of arm
Especially
drags.
from women too.
Well, I was gonna say from luchas, really. A lot of the arm drags are just. You're not gonna like me for saying this, but I think one of the worst arm drags I've seen in a long time was Jake Atlas.
Really?
Yeah, he needs to stop
Why?
doing it. Just do other stuff because he's all about jumping really high because that's what he does.
He's a
But he jumps
gymnast.
so
He was a
high.
gym- Yeah.
Oh yeah, he jumps so high that he has his hand on the person's shoulder. So the guy is just holding him up, and he's going as high as he can. And when he comes down, he can't even get to the guy's arm. So he puts his hand on like the back of the guy's head, and just kind of like does this motion, and the guy does this like arm drag.
I'll have to
fall.
watch for that. I'll have to watch for that.
So he's like nowhere near the guy's arm and does absolutely no. It just is just way phony, and it's all about the jump. And it's like, dude, you do so many great jumps. Just I wish he would come down into like a headlock or a DDT or a flying fucking bulldog or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
do something else with it. But arm drag's not the answer.
I'll have to look out for that.
That was pretty solid. I didn't like the 30 pins at the end because I didn't think that anyone was doing anything that was like it didn't feel like actual false finishes. It felt like, all right, now we'll do a whole bunch of pins, and then we'll get one.
Yeah.
But that was a pretty solid match, and I do think that does kind of go to show that there is a space for Orange Cassidy and for it to make sense.
But not how it's going right now.
But I do think, yeah, that it also goes to show that, hey, it makes sense on why it still doesn't work all the time. Kylie carried a lot of that responsibility of keeping it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, totally. All right. Now,
I'm looking up Ricky Stark, Shane
Okay.
Strickland. That's
I'm going to
Inspire
preface
80,
this, people.
Uh-huh.
I did not pick this because of, I did not. This actually, this was part of when, this was right before Swerve signed
Yeah.
to WWE. So this was kind of like his goodbye tour-ish. He had a banger of a match against Jake Atlas, speaking of Jake Atlas.
Yeah.
And a couple of other ones. And this was one that Ricky actually would say, if you really want to see, what I can do, watch this one. And so
Yeah.
I think that we go from comedy to something with two dudes that are like pretty much, these are the future. So, and it's very interesting because it's kind of a clash of styles a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see here. It
Who's
was
Tyler
over
Bateman?
in Austin.
Who's Tyler Bateman?
Oh, Tyler Bateman. Tyler Bateman is a wrestler from Southern California. He used to be part of him and Brody King would tag together.
Is he signed anywhere?
Yeah, ROH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's not with Brody King, which is funny. I'm like, you're not in Violence Unlimited.
That's weird.
But yeah.
But let's see. I see the match. It says free match: Ricky Starks versus Shane Strickland, Inspire Pro, from the Inspire AD.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I can't type. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Where it says heel face wrestling in the corner.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. All right.
You do the countdown.
Yeah,
and
why
tell me
can't
when I'm
you-
ready to go?
All right, I'm at like 1 second. So,
All right, 1 second. All right. So
all right, hold on.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, it's saying Inspire Pro, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I miss this entrance. Let me tell you.
The King of Swerve, it says.
Yep, the King of
Nice.
Swerve. Yeah, one of his nicknames. If you turn it up, listen to his they didn't put the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Stroke Daddy, Ricky Starks.
Starks.
Look at that stupid headdress. Fucking idiot.
Just so you know, it
Yeah.
was a fake Gucci
Yeah.
scarf.
Oh, it had to be.
Yeah.
Ricky Starks, 90% ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. That's not why we're watching this.
Yeah,
No.
but
It's not why we're watching this.
We'll find out. Oh, that's funny. The cameraman putting on the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in this one?
I didn't see this one. I've never gone to Austin.
Okay. Have you watched this match before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ricky told me to watch it.
Okay. Yeah, heel face wrestling. Ricky Starks, Stroke Daddy, versus the King of Swerve, Shane Strickland, now known as Isaiah Swerve Scott from Hero.
My God, the booty. I'm sorry.
It's crazy.
Damn. Okay.
That's probably why him and Bailey get along.
Probably. But let me say this. Okay, I miss him wearing booty shorts because it holds his butt in. Okay, his trunks, no, they don't work because he always is pulling his ass out of the trunks.
Yeah,
I told him
let that thing be unleashed.
Yeah, and he said, "Why are you looking so hard?" I go, "Because it's obvious when you have like the camera angles. Sometimes they're up, and there was one match where all you see was his ass, and then you see his hand pulling it out of his ass."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What the hell are they doing? Oh, well, I mean, it's really UFC kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
The guard being down, like watching the guy, having your leg up, trying to get one over on the guy.
The one thing that,
like, that looks more MMA than that other Hager Wardlow fight they did.
oh yeah, absolutely.
There's our little, because we are recording this prematurely for Thursday show. This is our little AEW NXT war right here. We got Ricky Starks from AEW against Isaiah Swerve Scott from NXT here in Inspire Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that Ricky kind of does it all. Not flippy shit though, because he's
a classic wrestler.
Yeah, totally.
The dude trained with the Undertaker.
Yeah, and Swerve, it's an interesting thing to see him because most of the time he's got a lot of flippy shit in there.
Yeah.
A little bit of strong style, but seeing him do this is pretty damn cool. You gotta love the guy. I mean,
Ricky posing.
Yep, such a fucking bitch. I love it. And I think that with this was like a time where, this was right when the big boom of the indies were being signed by WWE.
Yeah.
And I think that with Swerve, honestly, I really think that when he he was the man that really kind of helped build Defy Wrestling in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I will say that that just made his stock rise. I mean, just the kind of matches he had, it was just amazing to see. Yeah. So
Why do you think
type shit?
Kind of. Oh,
Yeah,
Swerve. Oh, dick. Swerve doing the Ricky Starks pose.
No, that was his pose.
That was Swerve's?
Yeah.
They're
he
really
goes up
close.
on the turnbuckle. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Because Ricky does the back of the hand.
Yeah. Ricky does the... Yeah. Hello, it's on my t-shirt.
Yep.
On my animated me.
Yep.
Spoiler!
She's been watching this. Sorry.
I don't think...
What do you think about...
These two wrestled each other before.
This might be the first time they wrestled.
My God, his butt is... They both have big butts. What
His
the...
butt is everywhere.
Oh, it is.
Oh, what a dick. Oh, so funny. Jumped over his hand because he tried to, knock him down. That's so good. Swerve was all like, ah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, fuck you. He's such a clown.
Ricky.
Both of them are.
They dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ironic. Producer really likes Ricky's boots, whereas you really like Ricky's bootay.
I mean,
It's understandable on both fronts.
well,
I'll
I
be
mean,
honest.
it's right there.
Mhm.
You know? Another one was like ACH. It was like right there.
Wow, close up.
Yeah. And when I'm
I've seen
short, I'm short. So when I'm sitting and
Ring
that's
size.
all you see, I mean, God, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Men can get all funky with, about women wrestlers, but
Yeah.
God forbid a woman said something like about someone's butt.
Yep.
I know I kind of got in trouble for that because,
Did you?
well, no. Well, someone thought they got me in trouble.
No.
It was obscene.
Just offensive.
Yeah.
What do you think about Aaron Solo and Ricky Starks being in different factions in AEW?
It's kind of weird, but uh-oh. Are we going to see booty?
Oh!
Oh!
Here we go! Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't do that spot anymore.
Not giving the people what they want.
No.
Man, does-
I was waiting for it to happen in AEW, but, that's not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
But I will say, I know the two of that, well, more so Ricky than anything is, he's like, he wanted to have his solo run,
Mhm.
and I don't blame him,
But he's in
but
faction.
he said, if we have to tag together, then we'll tag. It's not a big deal,
Yeah. But at the same time, he's in a faction. And
Yeah.
just because you have singles and tags and factions doesn't mean, like, I don't know why they wouldn't be working together even if they weren't tagging together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're both in factions, why are you not in the same faction? Because then you are helping each other out anyways and you're comfortable with each
Yeah.
other. Unless they're hoping to have a match against each other.
Probably that might happen at some point.
Could I be really interested in that? Solo versus Starks?
Mhm.
Come on,
Well,
guys. Get in the fucking
there's-
ring. Is this a no DQ match? What the fuck is wrong with this ref? Count him out! Count him out!
He's a very slow counter, this ref.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
See? Rules, people. Rules.
See, now, okay, Ricky's on the floor on all fours, and if you're in the front row, well, that's all you're gonna see.
It's a good point. There's a lot of people just seeing butt.
Yeah. See, both butts because they both have big butts.
No.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's one thing I hate when there's action in front of you and you don't freaking move.
I'm going
Ugh,
to disagree
pet
with you on that one. I think the wrestlers have a responsibility to stay away from the crowd as much as possible. And I think that if you're actually getting out to fight in the crowd, you're making for an unsafe environment for the crowd. That's not on them to disperse. It's on you to be careful. You're there to watch a show. I mean,
Just like comedy.
it's like going to a comedy show. That person starts to talk shit to you, you're allowed to talk shit right back.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, God.
At least the ref wasn't looking.
That's okay, because this is the promotion that Ricky built.
Yeah. Well, the ref actually wasn't looking because Isaiah, pushed him back.
Yeah.
Or Shane, I should say. Whatever. But,
Swerve.
yeah, no, I hear you and I get it, but it's like with you when they ran someone into the post, the barricade, and it hit you, you had every single right to sue them because they created an unsafe environment for you, the fan, who
True.
paid to come watch a show, not to become a part of it necessarily in that way. You know what I mean? Now, if you run into the ring
Oh.
or you
Yeah.
get past the barricade, yeah, whatever. They'll beat
Yeah.
the shit out of you. I don't feel bad for you one bit. But if you're in the audience, in your seat, and you get hurt because of them, that is on them. They have no business
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah. Well, Ring of Honor owes me, so.
Because I even had someone at a show throwing people into a barricade where a kid was leaned up against the barricade and the kid fucking wiped out.
Well, that's what
And-
happened at the Jericho Cruise when I got injured.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But there was a kid
Yeah.
leaning on the barricade.
Yeah,
And
we were protecting
I heard
the
the
kids.
performers were trying to say, "Oh shit." some of the performers, they were trying to say like, oh, what a bad parent. That parent should be protecting the kid from there. Shouldn't even have the kid near the barricade. And I was like, no, they shouldn't be throwing people into a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then the talent was all like, no, that's on the parent. The parent should have known better. No, absolutely not. He's not supposed to know that someone's going to throw them into a barricade. The barricade is to signify where the wrestlers don't go past.
Yeah.
I felt like they were super lucky that the venue and the company didn't get sued because, I don't know, maybe I'm an asshole fan, but I feel like just the same, I've had comedians on stage try to do crowd work on me, and I have bit back, and they did not like that because I can talk. So if you're going to include someone into your show, you have to be ready for whatever that means. And if that means you're going to hurt someone, that you have to be ready for them to sue you because they didn't come here to get hurt.
Yeah, I think that was Bully Ray's intention. But I did kind of aggravate him, though.
Well.
I said, I'm just here being a fan.
Yeah.
Because that was my friend Josh. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just here being a fan.
I'm just being a
Hands up.
fan.
Being a fan.
Which is also funny because he said it on his own show too after one of those things happened. It's like, if you're going to be a fan, you need to be a fan. So the fact that you said that was like such a smart ass thing, which is so fucking funny to me.
Yep.
I can still hear you. I gotta get another.
I'm like, he
sides.
knows. He knows.
But at that point,
Oh, that's like a really sick. Oh my God, I never realized that. That was a really sick, like, headlocky thingy, bobber,
yeah,
doohickey.
really nice joke.
Really nice joke.
But at the same point, you can say things. It doesn't mean someone can hit someone, right? Like
Yeah.
like let's say you're in a bar and you call someone a bitch. If they fucking knock you out with a brick, they go to jail, not you for calling them a bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yes, there's repercussions for what you say, but no, that doesn't give you carte blanche to literally try to hurt someone.
Yep. It also does not give you carte blanche to grab somebody's butt.
Yeah,
But I've
well,
never got in
true,
trouble for it. Knock on.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's why you didn't say that. Why you didn't have a problem with the barricade. You go, well, I've pushed my luck a few times. I'll give them one.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, I didn't think he would throw Tracy Williams at such force
Yeah.
into the barricade. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I know. But
It's kind
man,
of cool that Ricky said, if you want to see what I can do, watch this match, because it is a little bit of a lot of stuff.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's a lot of the whole gamut.
yeah,
You want to see catch wrestling? It's in here. You want to see some flips? They're in here. You want to see some outside the ring carnage? It's here. You want to see slowing it down? It's here. You want to see speeding it the fuck up? It's all here. This is an amazing example of what these guys. Oh, you want to see killer bumps?
yeah.
Turn them inside out.
And this, I think, well, one of the ones,
Hey,
I think
style
with
shit.
this match in particular, when I first saw it, I was like, holy fuck. Like, these two are just that damn good. And I never could understand why nobody would give Ricky the time of day. I never understood that. Never did.
I really think it's a size thing. I think he's just not big enough to where people see him and go, who is that? I think he's good looking enough, charismatic enough. I think he's one of the best wrestlers, just flat out, that are on even AEW's roster in general. But I think that he's kind of small, so he's not super imposing. So you'd have to pair him up with the right people. So I can understand why a WWE might say, I don't know, we got enough small guys. You know what I mean? And pass on.
Ow! Ouch!
Oh.
Ouch!
Whoa. Whoa.
Ouch.
What a
Those
move.
do hurt people, by the way.
Good.
That's not fake.
Now it looks
I'm
crazy.
sorry. If anyone tells you that shit's fake like that, no. Not a booty. Just. But yeah, no, I mean, I think what a lot of it is too is I think that I really think that when he actually did NWA and they kind of signed him, I think that it did open more people's eyes to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, nobody really cared. Like if he were signed, if it was different and he were signed now to NWA and you have to pay for it, no one would give a fuck at all. So, yeah. And I think that with him, I mean, it's such a, like, for him, it's just difficult. I mean, the struggle was real. I mean, you know, and especially because, yeah, you're right. He is small, but and a lot of times at indie shows, you don't get to hear, they don't talk, you know, no, they don't give people the microphone, you know, so it's.
And when they do, it's a shitty PA system no one can understand anyways.
Yeah, it's like, wah, 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 wah. Yeah.
So good. But he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. He's one of my favorites. But
And
when I stood next to him side by
Strickland.
side, I wasn't like, it wasn't like standing next to, when I stood next to Eli Drake and I was like, this motherfucker is jacked. Or when I met Big E and I was all like, God damn, you know, this guy.
Oh, did you
Orton
talk
being
to
like,
Brody
this guy's
King?
enormous.
That guy's fucking.
Oh yeah, Brody
fucking
King's a big dude.
big dude.
When I met Ricky, it was kind of like, oh cool, he's a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that kind of like, oh damn.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not trying to say I'm like a tough guy, but you know, you size yourself up compared to other people and you go, hey, he's not so big. Oh, I wonder if, you know what I mean? Like with Ricky, it was kind of like, yeah, probably an even fight for at least a while. You know, like.
He's scrappy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you want to see people who you see them and go, oh my god, that guy would beat the shit out of me in seconds. Like that's just kind of your inherent nature wanting to see like even UFC fights.
Yeah.
I mean, watching UFC fights, you see guys who are small, who are clearly trained fighters, and you still think, I could beat the shit out of that guy. He's tiny. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird mentality that's out there. We have it. But I think it's the only thing that Ricky doesn't have going for him is that imposing look. But when you think about it, him next to Adam Cole, he would look like a giant.
Yeah. Gargano, giant.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably could see a photo of him next to Adam Cole because he went to that holiday party with his old lady, and there was a video with him and -1, and he was wrestling Adam Cole. I was like, wow, that's some of the best work Adam Cole's done in a while.
Well, he's not used to being the strongest one in the fight.
Yeah. Tornado DTT.
Oh,
So good.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Ref and suspenders. I get it, man. I get it. Pants can be hard to keep up.
Yeah. Yeah. No one wants to see crack because crack is whack, yo.
No, I'm a big fan of crack.
No.
Yeah, both of them just, man, Swerve is just one of those ones. I'm like, I was getting worried. Like, WWE is not doing him justice yet.
I think it's about finding these guys the right spot. I think that's the other thing, too, is you don't want to rush things. Like, look at Boa. How cool is the shit Boa's doing right now? But if you remember a year or two ago, he came out and was supposed to be a total badass and won a couple matches, lost a couple matches, but he was just kind of like this random MMA style guy who was just there. I think it was really smart to keep him off TV and not do much with him for a year. Figure something out. Do it right, you know? I mean, we even just earlier talked about Miro.
Yeah.
I wish they didn't put him on TV right away if all they had with him was that Kip shit.
Yeah.
Because that really took me out of him. That I've deflated my interest in whatever he's doing. And I know that now he's supposed to be a tough guy. I'm already past not giving a shit anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I wish that they would wait on things instead of being like, we'll figure it out as we go. Just as long as you're on TV. It's like, get the right things for the right people. It's one thing to do little tweaks as you go. It's another thing to be like, okay, let's get a whole new character now.
you got like Strickland, man. He's just so everything he does is very smooth.
Yeah.
You know. And it's just, it's like almost like effortless.
Yeah.
Huh. He's one on the indies that I was like, man, that guy's surely going to be missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy out here in Tucson. When I first saw Swerve, I thought it was him. Because there's a guy out here who has a very similar build, a similar look, and a real similar style. And he's got a lot of charisma. His name's EJ Sparks. I think he's done a few things for...
Ricky, don't bite the rope. That's gross.
It's so funny. I know. I thought that he was like, ugh.
Like, yuck. I was like licking the mat. Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
But I think that a guy like EJ could show up on the indies the same way. But it was kind of funny when I first saw him. I was like, "Holy shit, is that EJ?" Because he's like same hair, same build, same everything, and like even his first match was so similar. And I was like, "Why?" I had to go back and look. And then once I saw him, I was like, "Oh, okay, he looks a little different." But after I have not seen the guy in so long, I was like, "Wait a second."
I know when
Ricky getting serious.
I've seen both of them wrestle. They are both legitimately wiped out. I've seen both of them wrestle like a lot. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
The guy in the front row getting up. He's like, fuck this.
Yep. It's like, fuck that, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't, yeah.
He's all like melting out of the ring.
He's like, ow. Like, I can't deal.
The ref should be counting. He's on the outside.
Yeah, I don't
of
even
the
know what the
ring.
ref's doing.
They're both on the outside. He should be counting.
Yeah.
The apron is not inside the ring. He just keeps telling him to get back in the ring.
Yeah, Swerve's got those brutal kicks.
Yeah.
I think,
I really like that Ricky wears boots and doesn't wear kick pads and sneakers.
Yeah.
I think
He's
just
old
too
school
many people
like
do
that.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Looking
worn
back on
those
it,
boots
though,
in a while.
The today, as we record this, is the anniversary of Bret Hart versus 1-2-3 Kid. I was watching clips of that and stuff. I didn't realize it, man. 1-2-3 Kid, sneakers and kick pads.
When did that become really trendy?
In the last couple years, I think, with like Daniel Bryan, it was like everyone became like a quote, a shooter. Because that was part of 1-2-3 Kid's charm, is that he
That girl did not want to give up her chair.
No, she didn't, and she shouldn't have had to. So I mean,
I don't blame her. I wouldn't. I'd be out.
No,
Nope.
you're gonna break my chair, and then I've got shit to sit in for the rest of this. Yep. See, now the chair's broken, and now she's got shit to sit in.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I think
But I
those
think-
are those cases where the wrestlers are wrong.
But
You
if
don't
me,
own everything. Yeah.
if it were me, I know they wouldn't come fuck with me because if I got hurt, they'd know it. Like I'd do something back. Some of these guys. So yes, it's safe. I actually hurt a wrestler once, but I blame the fans. Oh God, that was so close.
That was so close.
Yeah. Like this is the type of match, like it's such that build, that story. It's like, why don't we get that kind of shit anymore on televised TV? We don't.
No.
We get bullshit things like Johnny Gargano and
The camera literally zoomed in on Ricky as he's telling the ref what he wants. Then the camera switches over to Swerve, where we see the ref come over and tell Swerve what Ricky said. Fucking, it doesn't take much to just do that in reverse
That's
order.
like AEW camera work.
Yeah.
Come on now. Seriously.
Oh, the referee's going over to Ricky. Maybe we should cut to Swerve. Oh, the ref just got up from Ricky. Let's cut back to Ricky instead of showing Swerve.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that fucking tricky to just be like, hey, let's not record them actually passing messages along.
Yeah.
But you know, it is indie stuff, so I'm being picky.
Well, you know what? No, because that's like an AEW thing. Because I've seen that happen on the YouTube wrestling and on the Dynamite.
Yeah. It'll pull you
See,
out.
look, I told you guys, it's just butt everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of butt.
You can't help it. When you got it, flaunt it, and he fucking knows he's got it. That's the sad thing about my friend. Like, yeah.
This match is crazy.
Yeah.
Like boxing and stuff, striking. Like I said, this literally does have everything.
The only thing I think it doesn't have is like, like real true British tech submission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because there kind of is some strong style, but not like in the traditional sense of Japanese strong style. But you know, it's the American indie version of it. Like I always like to say, it's the Kevin Owens, you know, version. Ow!
Oof.
Ouch! Ouch! Fuck, my head hurts now.
Oh, so
Sympathy.
good.
Sympathy.
The way Ricky hoisted him up onto his shoulders to roll him in. So we could try and land this. See, but right there, Swerve rolled over for Ricky so he could get the pin instead of just going face down and making Ricky take the pin. You know? It's like we said, a lot of these guys are, especially the ones who move quick, are trying to help each other get to the next bit. That was one of those little things where he landed on his face and literally bounces up and flips over so he could be on his back for the pin.
You're undertaking him.
Oh, so good. The fuck? Nuzzling up on his crotch. But at least the fucking tombstone did it. I do get annoyed when I see people kick out of the tombstone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome.
So that was my contribution. And not because of booty and whatever, but it's just because that match had so much good shit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I really like the indies. And is there stuff like this that's out there still? A little here and there.
Yeah.
But it's going to take time to rebuild after the mass of pulling people out, because as people now are getting released, you know, they're mixing in now again. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I do like the idea too, because I mean, we talk about dream matches all the time, and everyone says dream match for every fucking match that ever happens. But when the term dream match used to be slung around, it was in the dirt sheets when it was like, these two promotions have separate stars that we wish could be in matches together. It was a dream match because it couldn't happen. It wasn't a dream match because they just didn't have the match. Like having, what was it? Wasn't it like Lance Archer against Phoenix? Tony Khan called it a dream match because he just wanted to see the match.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's not a dream match though. Like, I get it. No. It's a match you think would be great and you want to see, but it's not a dream match because it's very, very possible.
Yeah, a dream match is the one that I wanted and I knew I was never going to get, and I got it, which was Colt versus Marty.
Yeah.
I got it.
Or this one right here. Here's Swerve versus Ricky Starks. That's a current Wednesday Night Wars, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Dream match.
Yeah.
How great would it be to see Ricky versus Swerve?
We could even do Jake Gatlis versus Jungle Boy.
Yeah,
they
Jake
have
Gatlis
like
and Jungle Boy.
A series of 4 of them that were amazing. Everyone kept getting better and better and better.
That's awesome.
And I think and I think Ricky, I don't know, I haven't asked him, but I know with like Will, he was like, we didn't get, because of when we got signed, he's like, we didn't have a last show with like one of these promotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I know that kind of sucks, but look where you are now. But he's like, yeah, but he said pretty much, he's like almost everybody. He says a lot of people, he said, were so supportive. And a lot of people were like, nah, whatever on him, that he's like, yeah, no, he wanted to come back and, whatever. His kids can at least see him wrestle, at home without having to go fly wherever, So just shit like that.
Yeah, well, let him know that what he got was a little taste of the classics. Back in the territory days, and even with the WCW and all of those days, no one ever had farewell matches at the time. You just had your last match and went on to the next bigger thing.
Yeah.
So let him know he's just getting a little taste of traditional.
I think the pandemic kind of, because no one knew what was going to happen.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying before the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's how it always was. No one had farewell matches. No one had this big goodbye thing.
A lot. Yeah, they did.
Not
a lot
in the territories.
Of these guys. Well, in the indies, yeah, a lot of these guys.
On the indies, this past couple years, the new wave of talent. Yeah, but I'm saying in the territory days.
Yeah.
And even in the early WWF days and the WCW days, you just had a match and then you went on to a bigger promotion. So he's just getting a taste of what it was like in the territories.
Yeah. Well, these guys, I think now, because of the crowds and stuff, I think that more so than ever now, that a lot of these guys and stuff, I mean, a lot of these fans are what made them. Mm-hmm. And either you're really appreciative of it or you're an asshole. Because there's some people I think are an asshole because they don't appreciate it. Yeah. But one of the good examples I can bring up is from Friday. Carl Fredericks of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's wrestled at home a couple times, but not technically for a home promotion. You know what I mean? He's been here wrestling for New Japan when they were here. But with him, that crowd was so pro Carl. I mean, I could tell when he first came out, he was just like overwhelmed. You could tell on like all of the cheering and everything about that match. Mm-hmm. You could tell. And I was like, damn, because the one thing that I noticed was, I'm like, boy, you've really upped your game, because now he's more into the submissions than trying to do other shit, which I thought was excellent, So, it's always good to see the growth. If you can see the growth in some of these guys too, it's great. But then when you have people like a Karrion Kross, well, where do you go from there?
I think Karrion Kross got to go to the main roster. I don't know what he's doing.
Too.
And, I think there's a lot of guys in NXT who
I'm sad about, not true. Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
It was very short. It was very underwhelming.
Yeah, but I think he should be on the main roster too. Guys like him and Keith Lee and Cross and who else was I thinking about recently? They're just like Toni Storm. Even she just got announced that she's coming to SmackDown.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think their star power is just so big. I don't know what they're doing there. Even Rhea Ripley, her whole last year she had in NXT, she had no business being in NXT. Once she lost the title, she needed to move on. I think one of the things that hurt Rhea the most is that once she lost the title, she stuck around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so she stuck around just to lose and put over somebody else, and it just was a total year of us watching her get whooped.
Yeah.
And so by the time she came to the main roster, it was all like, okay, I guess we'll see what they do with Rhea now.
Yeah.
But it used to be that when you lost the title, you moved on because you had a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad that Tony's finally getting on to the main roster.
Me too.
The question will be, are they going to use her?
I think so. SmackDown only had like 4 signed talent on their roster.
Aye.
When people were looking at it, where
Raw
had a lot. You know, it's crazy too. Yeah, once Bayley got injured, it was like, what the fuck now? But like, when you look at the Raw roster, mm-hmm. and you think about like, oh, the Raw roster really needs a shot of juice with the women. There's, the women's roster over there is doing real bad. they have almost all the women. They have like
Really?
11 or 12 women over there, and on SmackDown they had 4. And like,
Why
why
is
does
it so
SmackDown feel
imbalanced?
so fresh? You know,
Well, why
like,
is it imbalanced?
I don't know.
Or were they doing that thing where the women would go back and forth? That they did. I think it's a long time ago.
The tag champions would, but not the
But not the
other women. So I don't know. Maybe once they do a draft, maybe they'll do something and balance that back out. I think putting Shotzi and Tegan and Tony all on SmackDown is a good move. A lot of star power there. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see
definitely
what
think
happens.
Shotzi would be a SmackDown girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Well, she was there. Shotzi and Tegan did a tag match on SmackDown.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah, that's right.
well, I appreciate everyone coming through and having a drink with us this Thursday as we play this. I am on the road, so we will be back to live on Tuesday, and then the following Thursday to talk about both nights of Fyter Fest and whatever seems to be happening in NXT at that point. See who's even left over there by the time we get back to it. But we appreciate everyone coming through and having a drink with us. Amanda, tell people where they can find you.
Okay, you guys can find me at the Huge, which is at Ms. Amanda Jane at either Instagram or Twitter.
Absolutely. And I am at Ref Marsh. This is at WOTR The Show. And we will be back coming up on Tuesday for another episode 1 right here on Wrestling on the Rocks. That's the last call.
Hey, producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support us or buy us a drink by following and putting the I in subscribe on Twitch. Or subscribe and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us. Cheers!
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.